Hi there. In this video, I want to explore with you the social enterprise startup factors for success. I'm going to give you 7 points that I believe are extremely important for success in a social enterprise. So let's get straight into it. My name is Boomy Tokan. The first point that I believe is essential, critical, crucial for the success of a social enterprise is to have a unique vision. What do you see that others are not seeing? What is different about what you want to do? What is different about the way that you see the future? How do you want to approach your beneficiaries? How do you want to deliver your services? What is different in the way you see the people that you're working with? How do you envision them to become in the future? What is the impact you want to have in their lives in the future? What's the outcome you want to have? You know, these things are so important that unless you have a vision, it's going to be difficult to actually succeed because your goals are going to be based on your vision, and your vision is based on your purpose. So having a unique vision is one of the critical factors for success. Okay, so make yours, build yours. Just write down what you believe. Just write down how you see the future. Just write down what you want to achieve in future, and you'll be getting closer to having a unique vision for your organization. The second point is strategy, which is how you are going to act. What is it that you're going to do differently? And to me, as I thought about this, the word innovation comes to mind. How are you going to deliver your products or your services in such a way that is different from the way that others are delivering their services and products? Who are you going to use in your delivery process? What channels are you going to use? What partners are you going to use? How are you going to demonstrate to your beneficiaries that what you're doing is different from what others are doing? And how are you going to demonstrate that even to yourself, that what you want to do is not only critical, it's not only important, but you are delivering it in a way that is just so unusual or just simply unique to your organization. What are you going to communicate, and how are you going to communicate your interest in changing somebody's social status or improving the environment that is going to be different to the way that others are delivering the same type of product or services? This is going to be important because part of you standing out as an organization, or as in this case it's a social enterprise, is your strategies. It's your strategic objectives. Really important. So you want to spend some time really just thinking about what I've just said. The third factor for success is having a committed team. Now, I've said in some of my other videos that please choose a complementary team. Do not choose people who just think exactly like you, who solve problems exactly the way you do. But no, you want to have a team of people that are complementary to you as a founder or co-founder. You want to have a partner that sees things slightly different from you, but yet is committed to the same purpose. You can be committed to changing the world, transforming the world, or transforming the lives of people through your social action or your environmental action, but you could see things differently. You could come in with different problem-solving skills. You could come in with different business skills, and that's going to be important. You know what? It's one thing for people to be committed to the social change that they want to see. It's also important that they are committed to the organization that they serve, and they're also committed to the success of the business, because that's important. A social enterprise is an organization that is delivering good, that is doing good, and also doing well. So a committed team is one that is skillful. A committed team is committed to the social action, like I said, but they're also committed to making a profit. They're committed to seeing the business grow. They're committed to making money. It's important. And they are an expert in the area that they serve. So somebody who works in your social media must be very knowledgeable in that area. Somebody who works in marketing is very knowledgeable in marketing. Somebody who works in sales is very knowledgeable in sales. Someone was saying this morning that people think marketing and sales are the same. No, they're not the same. And I think I'm going to do a video on that actually. But having a committed team is important. If you look through your business, you might just first of all decide, okay, what are the critical elements of our business? So critical elements are, we need a trainer. Okay, that's a critical element. We need somebody who's going to market. That's a critical element. Somebody's going to design. That's a critical element. We need administration, and we need somebody in finance. Okay, so I'm going to choose either one person would do the admin and finance, or I'm going to have to choose somebody for admin, somebody for finance, somebody for training, somebody for marketing. You know what? You need a team of people. You cannot grow your organization alone. You're going to need a team. But you need a committed team, what I call an A team. All right. The fourth factor, which is going to be critical, is money. And many social enterprises don't like talking about money. They just think that having a social drive or a passion will get them through. No, it won't work that way. You're going to need money. Money is going to be important for you to deliver your social change that you want. You need grant funding. You may do so. You may need investment. If you know that you are going to be plugging into the network for investment, then I would suggest that you set up a vehicle that allows you to do that. When I say a vehicle, I mean a business structure that allows you to do that. Because if you have a limited by guarantee company, you would not have investors, because investors are always going to be looking for a dividend. They're going to be looking for profit. They're going to be looking for more money over what they're giving you. And your limited by guarantee company will not be able to do that because it's limited in the liability in which it purports to have or may have at the end of the day if the business goes wrong, generally £1. But it doesn't have shares. So you're going to struggle to get investment that way. If you set up a charity, you're definitely going to struggle to get investment that way because all they can do is donate money to you and give you a gift, but they cannot benefit from dividends. Then you might have to look at vehicles like the community interest company, but the community interest company limited by shares, not a community interest company limited by liability, but one limited by shares. So if you set that up, then you can effectively get equity investment, which and at the end of the year, you can pay out dividends of about 35% of the profits. Or you may look to set up a cooperative. If you have a cooperative, then definitely you can share out dividends from the profits that you make. Perhaps you're going to need a loan because there are what's called third sector loans, because the Big Society Bank is one of the people that gives third sector loans in the UK in particular. So, or you may find that the Global Impact Network, they may give Global Impact Investment Network, they may give loans as well. They do give loans to solve social problems, at the same time make money. So there are always opportunities to get money. But more importantly is the drive for you to actually generate trading income from the sale of your services, or you might set up a website that generates passive income, or you might sell on eBay, you might sell on Amazon, you might sell on, Meta, Facebook. I'm still trying to understand the the new name for Facebook now, but you could be selling from that marketplace and generating money. So trading income is an important source of funding. Donation, of course, is an important source of funding. But as a social enterprise, it is assumed that at least 50% or over 50% of your income comes from trading. So the traded income as a means of generating money is critical to your success. Okay, I hope I've covered a bit about money there. Let's go on to number 5. The 5th factor is personal development. One thing I like saying, and if you've been listening to me, you might say, oh, I've heard him say this before, is the fact that, look at it this way. The average CEO in America reads 66 books a year, and the average person in the US reads 1 book a year. I don't even know where I got that stats, but I'm sure I read it somewhere, for real. And the point I want to make is that just think who will have the most up-to-date, who would feel confident about solving problems. Is it the person that reads 1 book a year or the person that reads 66 books a year? Who has the accumulated knowledge of other people within the industry that have solved and overcome challenges? Well, it's going to be the person who reads 66 books, obviously. And that's why the average CEO gets paid enormously more than the average person in the US. Why is that? Because they are the problem solvers. In other words, what they've done there really, they've analyzed and developed themselves personally. I was listening to a guy called Sam Ovens, and it's a good person to listen to, whether you're a social enterprise or a business owner. Listen to Sam Ovens, very young guy, but I'm telling you, the guy is sharp. And it was talking about how we need to understand the different dimensions of our businesses. It was talking about what billionaires do or something. And it was saying how you don't have to want to be a billionaire to listen to him. And you don't want to have to be a billionaire to understand how billionaires think and be able to apply it to your own industry. Don't be afraid of money. It's like some social entrepreneurs, the moment you say billionaires, oh, I don't want to be a billionaire. It's not a matter of that. It's like, okay, how do billionaires think? How can you learn from how they make money? And how can you apply that to your own business by doing good and also doing well? That's what it's about. So anyway, it was talking about the fact that what billionaires do is that they know about every single aspect of their business. That's not personal development for you and me. We're going to know about every single aspect. You don't have to be an expert in it. He said they are not experts in everything, but they know how everything works. And so when they're making a decision, they're not taking their advice only from what the admin person says, because the admin person has a tunnel vision. Sometimes people give us advice, we think their advice is right simply because it fixes the problem they're facing. But you, as a founder in particular, I'm talking to a founder now or a co-founder, you as a founder or a co-founder, you got to have an overview of all the elements of the business so that when you're making a decision, your decision will eventually affect the whole business. If you allow somebody in admin to make a decision about the whole business, they're going to make a decision that only favors the admin department mostly and not necessarily favor the whole business. But you got to develop yourself in such a way that you can oversee the whole business. It could be you need to develop yourself when it comes to emotional intelligence. Some leaders, well, one of them, I'm still growing in my own emotional intelligence, which is self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, which is how do you understand other people, and also social management. How do you manage other people's emotions? How do you manage the emotions of those who are working with you? How do you manage the emotions of those around you? Very important. What do you know the love language of the people that you're working with? How do you communicate with them? How do you improve your leadership? All this is coming to play and it's going to affect your business. It is part of what makes a business successful. Are you a good leader? Do you need to grow in your leadership skills? Some of us need to go in our sales skills. I mean, I sell, but I don't consider myself yet as an expert, but I do sell. But it's an area that I'm hoping to grow in. Are you growing in your copywriting skills? Wow, what am I going to be doing with that? Yeah, you're going to need copywriting to persuade people, even those who are not paying for your product. You need to write a copy for them that's going to attract them to use your services. Otherwise, sometimes you may get a grant to deliver a project, and you may even struggle to get the beneficiaries because maybe you're not well connected. Are you gonna improve yourself over time? Because if you're not improving yourself, trust me, those who are working with you are definitely not improving themselves. And you don't want your organization to be stale, to be just the same. There's one verse of Bible that I always use here, which says that anything that is obsolete and aging will soon disappear. Look at blockbusters. They've gone forever because they were obsolete. They just disappeared. So you don't want your organization to be like the old blockbusters that though they were in every high street and suddenly they're gone and Netflix just took their business and we're buying Netflix and YouTube and all, but blockbusters is gone forever. So how are you going to develop yourself personally, and what personal development program are you going to have for people that work within your organization? Very, very important. Okay, let's go on here. I spent a lot of time on that one. Okay, the next factor for success, number 6, is building social wealth. Building social wealth. How are you going to build wealth? First of all, what is social wealth? Social wealth is the value of the relationships that you have and your ability to leverage those relationships for your success. Yes, it is. It's about using the relationship that you've built, using the network that you've built for your success, for the success of your organization. So social wealth is critical. How do you build social wealth? Well, be strategic first about those you associate with, and be strategic about those you relate with, even online. Sometimes we go online and we just want to friend everybody. No, be choosy who you're going to friend and then decide how you're going to develop the relationship with them. Because your social wealth is really important. It's how you get things done. It's how you can get things done locally, how you can get things done nationally and also internationally. If you're going on a course, for example, and you're on a Zoom course, listen to people and think to yourself, do I want to connect? Who do I want to connect with today? I definitely don't socialize the way most people do. They go into a room, they want to talk to everybody, they want to friend everybody. No. Because really, friending somebody deeply takes time. So if you go to a room and you start talking to 10, 15 different people, I'm not saying don't say hello, but I'm just saying collecting all these business cards, how many of them can you really form a deep relationship with? Well, somebody might say, Boomy, you don't know what you're talking about. I can friend 20 people. Okay, I agree. But for most of us, we want to form a deep relationship with a few people. And those few people, we're going to be able to help them and they are also going to be able to help us. So it's important that you do that. And one of the ways to start this process of developing social wealth is by finding a passion group that you can join. Find a passion group online. Find a passion group in your local area. I suggest you do this physically as well, because you don't want to lose the physical face-to-face kind of relationship building, because you shouldn't only be building relationships online. You should be building relationships in person as well. And one of the ways you do that is, when I say find a passion group, let's say you love to run because I like running. So join a running club. There's something called park run in almost every city in the world. So if you join a park run, it averages around 100 people every single Saturday at 9 a.m. running. Just think about that number of people. It's 100 people, roughly. Some park runs have 400, 500, some have 200, some have 50. But just join one. If you like running, you join them. If you like gardening, you join a gardening club. If you like, horse riding, you join a horse riding club. Because of your passion and because of the connection you're going to have with those people doing similar things to yourself, you're going to discover that you are more relatable, that you form good relationships. For example, a number of people I've met in my park run. I've met solicitors, those who work in airline business, those who work as teachers, those who work in property, those who work in the council. Oh my goodness. Just so many diverse people, nurses, doctors. It's so cool to build social wealth starting in your local area. So start there, then you can go on nationally, and of course, you can replicate this process that I'm talking about online as well. Now, number 7, the final point, mentorship. Mentorship. If you want to catapult your business success, you want to have a mentor. A mentor is somebody who is probably a good few steps ahead of you, and knows people that you don't know, can open doors that you don't even know exists, can help you see things that you don't even think was there, that helps you to see yourself differently. I went to see my mentor the other day, and I was talking to him, and he said, we're talking about a particular course that I want to deliver. He said, Boomy, now stand your guns, charge them this amount, because really you're worth it. No, you know too much. No. Don't accept this. Say this. I'm like, wow, okay, this is really cool. And you can meet a mentor online. It could be somebody that you've been following online. Let me tell you something about really successful people. And this may shock you. I mean, I've realized this as a Christian, I've realized this, but it applies to business also. See, lots of successful people online are willing to teach you if you are also willing to learn. And if you're not going to take advantage of their time, if you're going to do what they tell you, and if you're going to put into practice what they've told you to do and come back and report, they'll be there for you. They're looking for somebody like you. You'll be surprised how much time they can give to a person who is dedicated and wants to follow through what they advise. You'll be surprised. So do not think to yourself, oh, that person is too busy. They're too big. They're not going to have time for me. The other day I text Sean Mize. Sean Mize has been online for oh my God. I don't know how long Sean Mize has been online. And truly, I've been following him, and I saw him on LinkedIn. I was like, oh, Sean Mize, I've been following you for ages. I've implemented a lot of things that you taught. Even what I'm doing now, I'm putting out one video a day on YouTube. I said, I learned it from Sean Mize. I was like, wow, you've been so important. And he replied saying, oh, thank you so much. That just made my day. And I know, and it's him. It's him replying, because that's just the way he talks. Right. So just find a mentor, because you need a mentor. And also, I want you to know that you can help your mentor. You are able, because you are developing yourself. Your mentor is going to need something that you can do. Okay, I'll give an example. Recently, my mentor wrote a business plan, and he said to me, oh, Boomy, can you just read this business plan? Let me know what you think. In other words, he would like me to validate what he has written. So I picked up the plan, spent a whole evening going through it, read all the pages, and then, wrote a report back to him. And he was so appreciative of that report, and he said he's going to send it to his team. And, they could probably implement some of the things I said. But the point I'm making is you also have value to add, and make sure you are helping them somehow. Don't just take from them. Make sure you are giving back as you go. And if you can follow these 7 points, let's go over them again. Number 1 was that you have a unique vision. Number 2, you have a unique or unusual strategy. Number 3, raise a committed team. Number 4, money. Number 5 is personal development, where I spent a lot of time talking there. And number 6 is social wealth, building social wealth. Number 7 is having a mentor. So question is, what are you going to do now? Please put in the what's that called again? Put in the comment box. Yeah, comment box. Put in the comment box what you're going to do next. Put in the comment box also, please, what you enjoyed the most, or which of the 7 points you thought pertained to yourself and what you're going to do about it. It'll be really important for me, it'll be a blessing for me to know your thoughts. And let me know how we can improve this video, because I'm always looking to get better and better. Praise God. So, thank you so much for spending your time watching this video. Thank you for spending your time listening to me, and do subscribe to the channel. Share this. Let other people learn about what we're doing here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless.